It's been a while since we last talked about Facebook conversion ads, so I wanted to make an updated video covering all of the changes. But most importantly, I want to provide you the blueprint on how to make Facebook conversion ads that actually work. Hey, Ataime, if we're just meeting, welcome to the channel that brings actionable content to grow your business through online marketing. So if that sounds beneficial, consider subscribing. All right, so here we are in the Ads Manager where all of your advertising should be going down. There are 4 things that we need to accomplish today. Number 1, we need to create the Facebook pixel. Number 2, we need to install that Facebook pixel. Number 3, we need to create a custom conversion. And then number 4, we need to launch the campaign. So launch a conversion campaign. This particular campaign that you're seeing, this is one that does not have anything set up on the back end. So it has not created the Facebook pixel, it has not created a custom conversion. So we're going to be able to create everything from ground zero and then work our way up. Okay, so let's get going. We're going to go to our events manager. And as you can see here, if I move myself, you'll be able to see it clearer. By connecting a data source, you can send information from one place where your customers interact with your business. This information can then be used to create audiences and run ad campaigns. So we're gonna, if we look over here, so you see connect data sources. That's exactly what it's asking us to do. So we're gonna connect a data source. And this is where you're gonna see. You're gonna have the opportunity, well, let me move myself. Where can I be less disruptive? So you see, send information, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what was asked. Connect your website to share activity that occurs online, including your content, add to cart, and purchase. So what we're going to do is select website. We're not going to worry about the app or the offline events. That's for another video. But right now what we want to do is we're going to create a pixel by connecting it to our website. So we're going to get started. All right, so we're going to go to the Facebook pixel. You can see here there's something new that they introduced. We're not going to worry about the API here, but just know that that's available. And it says a lot of the similar verbiage as you can see over here, but for our purposes, we're going with the Facebook pixel. All right, so send web events, parameters to the web browsers, the web browsers your customers use when interacting with your website. We're going to connect. All right, so then here we're going to call it the Facebook pixel. And then here, or name it whatever you want, as long as you're able to identify it. And especially if you're going to create multiple pixels. So remember, with an ad account, you can only create 1 pixel per ad account. Where we're at right now is we're at the ad account level. And I'll show you the differences here in a little bit. Check your website for easy setup. You can put your website URL here, which basically if you have a Wix website, a Squarespace website, a WordPress website, it's going to identify that and move you on to the partner side of the integration. But we're not going to do that. So we're going to leave that blank because it is optional. We're going to continue. All right. So we just created that, but check this out just so you see what happens. We did that at the ad account level, okay? When we go to the business level, you're going to see something familiar. You're going to see the Facebook pixel, all right? So that is super important. And now that we've created our Facebook pixel and it went up here to the business manager, we could have gone up here to the, we could have gone through the business manager up here. And then created it directly from here, but we didn't. We were at the ad account level, and that's where we created it. All right, so we're going to go to the Facebook pixel. Your pixel hasn't received any activity. This can happen when the pixel base code isn't installed correctly on your website. Finish the pixel installation. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue the pixel installation. And now, just a word to the wise, whenever we created our ad account, whenever we created our pixel from the ad account level, and this is something that Facebook needs to correct or rectify, it didn't allow us to do that manual ad, and it didn't allow us to do the partner integration, even though it directly asked us if you wanted to put that website. So word to the wise, if you're getting frustrated that you continue to create at the ad account level, again over there on the right hand side, know that they're populating over here. It's confusing. It's something that Facebook really needs to look into. especially since they did this entire reshift in interfaces. But basically, we're back on track now. We went to the ad account level, and if you don't have a business manager account, then chances are it's not gonna matter to you anyway. You're gonna be able to create the account, just the Facebook pixel, just like normal. In fact, it's gonna look something similar to this because you don't have a business manager. But for those of you that do have a business manager account, know that that's what's happening. Okay, so then you can do the manual ad, or you can use a partner integration. So we're gonna install the code manually. All right, so here we go. We're gonna copy the code. This is the base code that we need to install into our website. And let me find a website real quick. And now we're gonna install it on our landing page, or we're gonna install it on our website. We're gonna install it wherever we are gonna be driving traffic to and are gonna create that custom conversion. Remember, we need to do 4 things. Create the Facebook pixel, install the Facebook pixel, create a custom event, conversion, and then go ahead and run the ad. All right, so we're gonna go to settings, and for you, it's gonna look different. If you have a Squarespace website, a Wix website, there's already a pixel here. Let me delete that so we're not confused. Save and update. So if you have ClickFunnels, fantastic, you're off and running. It's already saved for you. Whoops. I'm sorry, this already gives you the exact blueprint, but if you have a Squarespace website, you might want to check with them to see how to install it. But really, it's quite simple. If you have the ability to inject code in the header or right below the header of your website, you're off and running. That's really all it's going to take. So now that you have that installed, as you can see here, paste the pixel code in the bottom of the header section just above the blank tag. So you're going to be able to find that depending on the vendor that you have. It's going to look a little bit different. So we're going to go to continue. We're going to turn on automatic matching. We're going to go to continue. Add events using an event setup tool. So I'm going to go ahead and set up an event because I did see some comments about events. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the event setup tool. So an event is nothing more than something that happens on your website. So I'm going to go to this website, and I'm going to launch it. And there you go. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see track a new button. So it's going to automatically find the button that's going to submit the information. So I'm going to click on that. And then I get to tell it, hey, what is this? Is it somebody adding an item to the cart? Is it somebody initiating a checkout? Is it a lead? In this case, it is, because we're asking for this information. And this is just an example. This is gonna look completely different to you. If you're using Shopify, if you're using, if you're selling products, if you're selling services, if you're doing whatever, it's gonna look a little bit different for you. So we're gonna go with lead. I'm gonna confirm this. There you go. Now I'm gonna finish the setup. It's really that simple. Okay, so I'm gonna press finish. All right, now I'm gonna refresh. And there you go. So you see the lead. Hey, one quick second. I know you're having a ton of fun with this video, but I just want you to know that if you go down to the bottom of this video and smash that like button, I won't be mad at you. All right, so now that we've installed the Facebook pixel, check out what happens next. So if you go to create, and you try to create the custom conversion right off the bat, you're going to see something right here. No page view event detected. You'll need to add a page view event to your pixel in order to create a custom conversion from this event. So there's another quick step that we need to take care of. So let me refresh. Now the page view will take some time in order to show up, but we can go to test events, waiting for activity, so you can see it still hasn't registered it. Once it does register, that page view will show up. So let's try to force some traffic through there because we don't want to wait too long. Open in the browser. So there we go. Let me open it in a normal browser. Make sure that the pixel is up and firing. All right, so it looks like the page view is firing, so let's go over here. Processed. We go back. Let's refresh this. All right, so I had to pause the video because sometimes it does take up to 10-15 minutes. So in this case, it took about 5 minutes in order for this page view to show up. Just be patient with this. As that's why I suggest that whenever you're going through and creating your pixel and installing your pixel, go ahead and create an event so you can see that it's active. And that's a great way to test, hey, is this page view, will it ever show up? Because as you can see, it's a criteria. You can't move forward until you see that page view. And for those of you wondering, well, how do I test it? How do I test if this is working? Go to Google and type in Facebook Pixel Helper. It's a Chrome extension. So for me, you're going to see it already installed. But if you go to Facebook Pixel Helper, it's already installed in my Chrome browser, so I'm not going to be able to install it again. But you're going to be able to see if it's working, if it's firing off. So that's how you test it. But anyway, what was important to us was that this page view showed up, and it did. So now when we go back, create a custom conversion, that little message is gone. All right, now what we have to do is go to Facebook Pixel seller conversion test. Just so I remember to come back and what happened here. All right, so data source, that Facebook pixel, which is a pixel that we just created. The conversion event is going to be to a URL traffic, so that is what we're going to optimize for. And then the rules, you're going to see here, the URL you can go into doesn't contain or equals. We're going to look for a URL that contains a certain, we're going to go to custom conversion that contains a certain URL. And for us, let's just go to the basic funnel. This is, again, this works with websites, landing pages, squeeze pages, whatever you want to call them. This is our landing page. People that land here don't really mean much to us because they haven't given us their contact information. What is important to us is at the thank you page. So the only reason that they're at the thank you page is because they gave us their contact information on the front end. It works the same thing with the purchase. If somebody purchased something at the at the landing page, they're going to migrate over to the thank you page. It makes sense. So what we're after is after this URL right here. We're looking for a URL that is going to be static to a certain extent. I'm only copying through thank you because the rest of this is actually dynamic. And I'm going to put this here. I'm going to press enter. Let me move myself real quick. And now we have the ability to create. So what did we just do? We created a custom conversion telling Facebook, this is what's meaningful to me. What's meaningful to me is people that actually make it through my funnel and convert. It's cool that people are landing on my landing page, but I don't really care about that. I care about the people that actually go through and give me their information and become a lead, or give me their money and become a purchase. That's what I'm after. So I'm going to go to create. All right, so what did we just do? We just did a conversion. We created a custom conversion. Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So I need to be careful with my wording. I don't want to conflate two different things. Okay. If you have a business page, there is an additional step that I'm going to show you what needs to happen now. If you have a business manager account, there's an additional step that you're going to need to do. If you don't have a business manager account, everything that we just went through, it's going to actually be even simpler than what you just saw. So count yourself lucky, but even then, I still suggest that you create a business manager account for many reasons that I've already covered in the past. And I'll link that video down below on why you need a business manager account. But in the event that you don't want to go through and create that business manager account, you're pretty much ready to go. You can plug your ears for the next couple of seconds. But if you have a business manager account, here's what's going to happen. You created the Facebook pixel, okay? And although we started from the ad account level, you saw that it pushed it up to the business level, which I feel strongly that that's a mistake that Facebook has made, and will be correcting that in the future. But the thing is still the same. The issue is still the same. You have it at the business manager level. What you need to do is push it down to the ad account. So what just happened when you created the data source? So when you went over here and created the data source through your ad account over here through this ad account, it pushed it up. You need to push it right back down into the ad account so you have the ability to launch the campaign. So you have the ability, one, so that the Facebook pixel shows up, and then two, the conversion that you see shows up. So here's what needs to happen at this point. You're going to go to the business settings. Again, if you don't have a business manager, I consider yourself lucky, but I highly encourage you that you create one regardless, because at this point, this applies to you. All right, so now that you set that up, now that you have that up and running, what needs to happen is you're going to go to the data sources, you're going to go to the pixels, and you're going to see that Facebook pixel. Okay, now you're going to go and you see add people. You're going to add yourself or however many people are managing your accounts. You're going to add everybody to that pixel. So you've added the people. All right, and then you can also assign partners. If you have somebody running your ads, then you can assign them as a partner. But if you have somebody that's managing your business manager account, you can add them as people versus as partners. And then when you go to add assets, you're going to add the ad accounts that you want to add. You're going to add it right there. And then the ad account has been added to the Facebook pixel. So that pixel that you just created. Okay? So let's go back. Let's go back to the ads manager. And now that we're back where we started, I want to show you something that's good that you could potentially run into. If you don't have a business manager account, but chances are that you're not going to run into this. But I want to show you how to troubleshoot this as much as I can. So what have we done? We've created our custom conversion, right? And we created our Facebook pixel. We installed the Facebook pixel. We created the custom conversion. And that Facebook pixel, we've already linked it up to the ad account. So we're good to go there. But what you're going to find is when you go to create and go back to conversion, go over here, go to continue, and then it's going to automatically show up in conversions, although I'm not going to move myself, and go to the ad set. You're going to find that it's missing something. You're going to find that it's missing the conversion that we created. Don't freak out. Right now, I want you to see something too. Right now, you have no option when it comes to this Facebook pixel. You can't move that. So right now, if you go through here, that Facebook conversion that we created is nowhere to be found. All right, so there's several things that we want to do. First, we want to force it as much as possible. So we're going to preview that. We're going to have it launch. I'm sorry, where am I going? All right, over here. So we're going to force it. So I'm going to open up an incognito window. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. So what am I doing? I'm trying to get some traffic through the conversion, get some traffic through the custom conversion so it's active. That's one thing that I'm trying to do. And now we're going to leave that there for now. What we're going to do is going to go back and go to the events manager. And now what you're going to find is that the Facebook pixel all of a sudden magically appears. Now, this is, again, I think that this is a mistake that Facebook has made. And I'll show you kind of what a way to work around it. Where, remember when we created, you saw it from scratch. You saw us create the pixel. And then when we created it, it was nowhere to be found. We had to go to the business account. So if you stay here at this is the ad account level. If you stay here and go to the custom conversions, it's nowhere to be found. Now you can go through and create another custom conversion. That's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and do that. But because we've already spent so much time together, I'm going to show you how to bypass that. So we're going to go back to the business manager account. And we're going to go to the custom conversions. And there is our conversion. So now you see here, it's received two conversions because we were testing it. So it's active. If we hadn't tested that or pushed traffic, it would have said inactive. I know it's a lot. Hang in there with me. I do think that Facebook has messed up slightly in the way that they did this, but by the time that you see this, if they haven't fixed it, you'll know exactly how to address it. So hang in there with me. All right. Now what we're going to do is go to share, and we are back to the business setting. You've been here before. You were up here at the pixels, so you gave access, you gave authority to yourself there. So now what you see here is you see assign partners, same thing, the business ID. Then you see add assets. So you're gonna add the asset. What asset? The ad account asset. And then you're done. Let me move myself again. And then so you see, oops. There you go. Now you see the account that was added. All right. Now what we're gonna do is go back to the ads manager. You are getting the Cliff Notes version, so just know that. But I wanted to show you as many possible parts where you could get where you could kind of get confused. So we're gonna actually, before we do that, let me refresh it, because I do like to refresh as much as I can just to make sure that everything is up and running. So I'm gonna go to create, I'm gonna go to conversions, I'm gonna go to continue, and then I'm gonna go to the ad set just so you see it. And bam, what happens there? What shows up there? There's your conversion. There's your conversion. Now I know that this was super long, super complicated in certain places. Again, I do think that Facebook has a little cleaning up to do when it comes to this new interface, because you saw whenever we created the account, we created the Facebook pixel for the first time, it pushed us up to the ad account. And then we created it pushed us up to the business manager account. Then we created the custom conversion. Nothing wrong with that. It's just I feel that there's a little disconnect there. So once it went up to the business manager account, we created that custom conversion through that pixel. And then when we went back to the business settings to make the connection, we made that connection from the pixel that we created to the ad account. Then we went back to the events manager, and we found that the custom conversion that we had created was no longer there, was not there at all. So you could go through and create that custom conversion, but what you saw us do to troubleshoot that was go to the business manager account again and create and share the conversion. I know it's a lot. I know that summary doesn't really make sense, to be honest with you, unless you're seeing it, which you did see it. You may need to watch this over and over again. By the time that you're watching this, I hope that Facebook has corrected that. But now you know kind of how to toggle between different things, how to toggle from the business settings, and you know how that relates to the ad account, and then you can toggle back to the your regular ad accounts, and share conversions and all that fun stuff. So you just had, in these minutes that we've been together, you've had a masterclass. I hope it hasn't been a masterclass in confusion. Trust me, it took a long time to get to this. At this point, I know where things kind of fall apart, where they break down. So I want to share as much as I possibly can with you, at the risk of confusing, at the risk of coming across unclear. But when it comes to the running of the ad account at this point, the rest is gravy. The rest of it is basically the same thing as a traffic campaign. So the one more thing that I want to highlight is when you go to the ad and you go down to the website URL, the website URL that you're putting is the landing page. So remember, you're driving traffic to the landing page, driving all of the attention to it, and hoping people will register their information and become a lead or purchase. That's the goal, right? That they're purchasing. So whenever you're going back over here, whenever you're putting the website that you want to advertise, that is where you put the landing page. That is where you put your sales page, because that is your value proposition, and then hopefully they go on to become a lead or become a sell. Well, now that you know how to run Facebook conversion ads, I want you to know how to run lead generation ads. So I'll leave a video right here that's going to help you do that. Also, if you found value today, please be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another video. And of course, make it your best day yet.